Everyone, we are back here in Map Chat. This is Cody, the coder, with the boring Unity coding show. Maybe not boring. I think Jordan said it was dull, not boring, which honestly is just part of the job. I'm living in the editor here. The editor isn't the most exciting. I'm trying to make it exciting, but I'm also just trying to get stuff done. Here is another episode of Map Chat Construction. So our main goal here is we now are going to try to create a new map. In Derby, one of the things that we did is we centralized everyone in the same map. So everyone was sort of sharing the same space, competing in the same park. The park was something you got used to going to. Map Chat's a little bit different. It's built around this idea that there's going to be a lot of different maps, hopefully a lot of chats of those maps. We'll see. And those maps could be ideally created by users. So we have a player, Yo It's Crazy, been one of our mods for a long time, big creator over on Rec Room, and he created a map that I actually haven't looked at yet, so I have no idea what it looks like, what it is. I think what he did do is he packaged it as a Unity asset for me, which is going to be a little bit easier to import than if it was something, say, straight from Blender or some modeling program. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a new scene and we're going to import his asset and we're going to configure it for Map Chat. Again, I have no idea what it looks like, so it could take a lot of work, could be already set up. I'm not sure. I know Yo It's Crazy already pretty proficient at Unity, so maybe it'll just be good to go. All right, so let's get started here. We're going to start by creating a new scene. So right now we're in the Hello Map Chat scene, which was just sort of like our first intro scene. So we're going to go File, we're going to say New Scene. So I'm going to hit Create. Oh, wow, this is very empty. I'm going to name this whatever he named his asset. I think he said, Yo It's Crazy Island Map. So that's what I'm going to call the scene. Okay, so here we go. Let's drag this FBX into our scene and just see what it looks like. Whoa, this is cool. Okay, this is sick. So all we need to do is we drag and dropped his FBX, and here we go. So we've got his island map, but this is like a playground. This is an obby right here. Got some variants on the bottom of the rocks here. We got some rocks that look like beanbags. We got another little island here. We got some clouds. And I haven't scaled this at all. This is just, the scale looks like it works as is. Okay. So this is cool. Look, and he even designed a button. I was going to bring in my button, but his button is better. And then there's a slide here at the end. So this map is already looking sweet. And I don't think I really need to do that much work to it. It just sort of like works as is, which is very exciting. So this is the default skybox. I'm obsessed with skyboxes. 20% of immersion is just from the skybox. If you just change a skybox in a scene, like that in VR especially, makes you feel like you're somewhere else. We forgot to ask from players for custom maps is to also send us a skybox. So crazy if you're watching this, hit me up with a custom skybox of your making. We're going to say light, and again, you can't see this, but I'm going to say directional light, and you'll notice instantly things lit up a bit. So I typically use the rotate tool to rotate the sun where I want it to go. My sun is pointing away from my scene, which doesn't seem super helpful to me, so let's rotate it around. And look at that, we've already got some shadows going on here. But remember, we don't want real-time shadows. So I think our lighting's all set up. One thing you have to do when you're baking lighting, and this took me a long time, so stupid, but it took me a long time to realize this in the beginning. To bake lighting, your object has to be checked as static. And this is a stupid Unity thing. All of game development, it's just checking boxes in this editor. And you see this little box up here. When you have an object selected in your hierarchy, you gotta check it. You gotta check static. Static all the way down for this thing. Because if you don't do that, it's not gonna bake the lighting. It's gonna think it's a dynamic object, and when it's a dynamic object, things get more complicated. So we've got some baked lighting in here. Look, even the lighting through the ladder, you can see that the sun is peeking through the gaps in the ladder. So I'm gonna save this. And the next step for us is we are going to grab the gorilla rig from the other scene. We're going to create a prefab out of it so we can reuse it in this scene, and we're going to see what happens. So we should be able to load our avatar in here And then if the physics all works with the mesh colliders that I added, I should just be able to hop around. So let's hit play and see what happens. But we just want to be able to move around the map. Oh, hey, yo. Oh, that looks sick. Oh my God, and it works. Okay, we're testing if the collision system is working with the model, which it looks like it is. You'll see that this collides the plane. I haven't fallen through the floor, which is great. Nice. See, there you go. So we've got collisions happening. It's kind of hard. It is way bigger than I would have expected. Okay, there we go. On to the next step. Whoa, this is kind of hard. Crazy. You kind of crushed this. Okay, we're almost there. Oh God. Okay. Oh, we found the teeth. Awesome. Okay. So there we go. Looks like everything is working and colliding, and it looks sick. This is so fun. Nice job, Crazy. Okay. We did it. We imported a new custom package, which is a map created by one of our players. We imported it. We configured its UVs for light baking. We imported it into a new scene, added directional light. We baked the lighting. Then we imported our gorilla player. We configured our mesh colliders on the object, and then we hit play, and it all worked. I think the next step for this is to maybe send this to Jordan so he can try it out too. Oh, I need to get Normcore back up and working. So I'm going to add Normcore back to this. And then we should be able to have the avatar in this scene too. And then I can build a version and share it with Jordan and we can test it out. So I think that's it for this video. Thanks for sticking through it. And if you want to see your own map here in Map Chat, package it up in Unity or Blender and send it our way. We'll put it in the game.